Hello, folks, and welcome back to another thoughts on. This time, checking out Austin Powers, International Man of Mystery. Came out in 1997. It's directed by Roach. He also, I believe, directed the sequel. I don't know if he did the third one, but it's written by Mike Myers. This first one is, and yeah, my history with Austin Powers. As a kid, I grew up on some of the movies. There's only three of them. I remember liking them all right. Mostly the second one and the third one, Gold Member, which I believe a lot. I don't know if a lot of fans even like that one as much as the first or second. Um, but yeah, watching this one again, I enjoyed it. I thought it was funny. Some of the jokes, there are like some of the jokes are funny, but they're not. It what had me laughing was the character reactions to the jokes as they were going on, such as Doctor Evil, who's also played by Mike Myers. He he tries to kill one of his henchmen, puts him in like a uh, a seat that falls back and throws him into a fiery pit. And you can hear like the guy pretty much every time Doctor Evil would talk, the guy in the vent would be talking, and he would stop talking because then it's hard to explain. But that scene was funny to me. Seth Green is in this as well as Doctor Evil's son. I thought his character was okay. Um, like their first interaction together was really funny. Like he tries to like hug Seth Green, and like Seth Green's having none of it. And like Doctor Evil's like, "Don't look at me like I'm freaking Frankenstein. Give me a hug." Or Austin's. You, the writing in this is pretty good, I would say. There are some actually heartwarming moments. Not a lot, but very few. But like there's a scene where Austin's talking. Um, okay, pretty much. Let me get to the history of this. Uh, Mike Myers created the character pretty much from a 1960s rock band he was a part of on SNL in the early 90s. Uh, Myers also stated Austin and the movie were inspired by British films, music, and comedy of the 1960s and 70s. His father showed him as a child. Originally, Jim Carrey was supposed to be cast as Dr. Evil, which I wonder how that went. But due to scheduling conflicts with Liar Liar, of course that didn't work out. Um, but I do wonder how that would have went. Dr. Evil played by Jim Carrey. Probably way more over the top than he was. Because Jim Carrey at the time was on fire. Because he had The Mask, I believe, at the time as well. And Liar Liar, which is one of my favorite films. But yeah, this first one, I mean, you have Austin, who's basically a James Bond parody type guy, who's famous, I guess, in Britain, because, or in London, because he, like when we first see him, like all these girls are like swarming him as if he's the freaking Beatles, or, and then he's chasing after Dr. Evil, and that's when we get introduced to Mrs. Kensington, because pretty much this is 1960s, and then he gets frozen because Dr. Evil froze himself, and then they unfreeze themselves in the late 97, to be exact. And pretty much, I love how Dr. Evil's, crew hasn't aged in all these years. Um, I mean, even, I swear, I'm pretty sure Mrs. Kensington is still played by the same actress as who's playing her daughter as well. I believe that's the same woman. Um, but you know, but yeah, as I was talking about, some depth to the character where apparently, I guess Austin had a thing for Mrs. Kensington back in the day, because he tells like her daughter, Miss Kensington, well, really is Vanessa, who's her daughter. He's pretty much reminiscing about his feelings for her, and so I kind of like that scene because it did give some depth to the character. Actually, serious, uh, pretty dramatic uh, scene right there, which I thought was really good from Mike Myers. Which the acting in this is really good, I gotta say. Again, it's played for laughs. A lot of the stuff that happens in this is even Dr. Evil's like. I love how Seth Green's character, like he's trying to bond with Dr. Evil in the later part of the movie, and like they capture um, Austin and Vanessa, and like Seth Green's like, why don't we just shoot him right now? I'll go get it. I got a gun in my room. I'll bring it down. We can both shoot him together. And then Dr. Evil's like, Scott, shh, shh. Like he keeps shushing him, or like there's like this one trap where he puts them in like a room where there's supposed to be like laser sharks, but there isn't. Like these piranha wannabe things. But like he's like, wait, you're not even gonna watch them die? Don't you want to see? What if they escape? I'm going to put them in this easily escapable room. I forget how the line went, but it was something along those lines. Easily escapable room. Or unnecessarily easily escapable room. I'm like, wow. But like some of the dialogue in this is really funny, at least to me. Maybe for not a lot of people today. I like Austin's, groovy baby, or yeah, or behave, or, you know. Oh, and I guess we can also get where Ariana Grande got her inspiration from one of her newest videos, where she's like a robot. She has like these boob gun things out of her boobs, which was done better here because it was actually funny. I learned to actually like the song way more here than you know. And then even like the way Austin destroys these robotic android hot women, he dances for them. Like I guess they can't take it, and so they end up exploding, which was funny. Now, I don't understand what happens with Vanessa's character in the sequel. I guess, because again, this is spoof pretty much on different James Bond or action movies from, the late 60s to 70s. So I'm wondering what happened with her character, if they even address her character in the sequel. Because he marries her at the end, so I'm like, and it's left off for a sequel bait ending. But yeah, overall, I didn't mind the film. I like it. I know the sequel, I was reading up on the sequel where apparently the sequel is like it beats out the original film in terms of box office. It became the top spot at the boxing office. That one, I believe, has Mini-Me in it, so that would be cool. Because Mini-Me is not even in the first film, so, which sucks. But I mean, I still like the film. Some of the music, numbers, song numbers, whatever, they're okay. Like, this isn't really a musical, but there's like sprinkles of little dance numbers, or whatever. They're okay. Like, they don't take too much of the time, which I was glad of. I mean, the opening alone is Austin dancing with background people and fans or whatever. and even a marching band at one point, which I thought was funny. But yeah, overall. Oh, also, I did a Austin Powers stop motion, so that should be out by now. But I'll put a link in the video or down below. But yeah, hope you enjoy that as well as this review. So yeah, let me know down in the comments what your favorite Austin Powers movie is. So far, I don't mind. I like this one, but I'm pretty sure the sequel has Heather Graham, who's a babe. That's the one I'm really excited for. So yeah.